Have you ever wondered why some people achieve incredible relationships, abundant health, and wealth, while others seem to live on the edge? What if the secret lies in something you use every day, but have never learned to control? Today you'll discover how to harness this invisible power that creates your reality without you even realizing it. Only people with a growth mindset subscribe to this channel, because they know that success is a daily process. If that's you, like and subscribe now. There is a power within you that works all the time, even when you're asleep. It doesn't judge, it doesn't question, and it doesn't choose right or wrong. It simply accepts and executes. This power is called subconscious. Neuroscience has already proven that the subconscious controls up to 95% of our daily decisions, emotions, and behaviors. It shapes your habits. It defines your reactions. It shapes your perception of reality. And here's the most important point: it can be reprogrammed. This means you can teach your subconscious mind to work for you, whether it's to attract new love, restore your health, achieve financial freedom, or simply live more peacefully. It doesn't matter where you are now. What matters is what you choose to plant from now on. And no, you don't have to believe any of this yet. You just need to apply it consistently, and let the results speak for themselves. Throughout this video, you'll understand how every thought, emotion, and daily choice becomes a direct command to the universe. You'll see how small practices can rewrite old patterns and make room for a new life. Everything you need is within. And starting today, you will learn to access this power with clarity, strategy, and intention. Now, get ready, because the journey begins in the next chapter. And nothing will be the same again. Chapter 1: The Power of Inner Alignment. Have you ever felt stuck in life, like you're both accelerating and braking at the same time? Well, what no one tells you is that, most of the time, it's not the external world that's blocking your progress, it's internal misalignment. And that changes everything. Let's get straight to the point. There's a silent force operating within you 24/7. It shapes your health, your relationships, and your bank account. And it's called alignment between what you think, feel, and do. When you think about success but feel fear, when you desire love but act with insecurity, you're sending mixed signals to the universe. And it responds with confusion, too. Want to see how this applies in real life? Learn more. Jason Miller, from Austin, Texas. For years, Jason kept repeating, "I want to thrive." But he lived with resentment and anger at other people's success. His mind said yes, but his heart and actions screamed no. Until the day he began working on internal alignment. He replaced jealousy with inspiration, envy with gratitude. And the result? 3 months later, he landed the job he'd wanted for years, and in less than a year, he opened his own IT consulting firm. Now let's go to the East Coast. Angela Carter, from New Jersey. After a traumatic divorce, she said she wanted a new love. But internally, she was afraid to trust again. Her subconscious still relived the pain of betrayal. The result? Shallow relationships, frustrating experiences. Until the moment she decided to forgive, clear her mind, and create emotional space for something new. 6 months later, she met the man she is now engaged to. Coincidence? Perhaps. But only after she aligned herself internally did her external self begin to truly respond. And finally, we have Tom Sanders, a former military man from California who had struggled with chronic pain for years. Doctors said it was physical, but nothing fully explained it. A therapist suggested, "What if you're harboring past hurts that your body is somatizing?" Skeptical Tom began meditating and repeating healing affirmations. He reprogrammed his emotions. Today, he runs 5 miles a day and started a YouTube channel to help veterans do the same. These stories aren't magic. They're proof that true power lies within, when you decide to align your mind, heart, and actions. Most people try to manifest a new exterior without restructuring their interior. And that's why they fail, feel blocked, or lose everything soon after achieving something. And maybe you're at that point right now, wanting different results, but still operating with the same thought and feeling patterns that created your current reality. And I understand. But let me tell you something important. You don't have to change everything at once. You just have to start. Because in the next chapter, you'll understand why your subconscious mind is the true programmer of your life. And how it doesn't distinguish between what's real and what's imagined, something that, when you master, will open doors you never knew existed. Chapter 2, The subconscious mind does not distinguish between the real and the imagined. Stop for a second and think about this. If your subconscious mind doesn't know what's real and what's imagined, what else could you be creating without realizing it? Yes, it's as profound as it sounds. Science has proven that the brain reacts to an imagined memory with the same intensity as it does to a real experience. When you visualize an achievement with emotion, your subconscious interprets it as true. And if it's true to your subconscious, it immediately begins working to manifest it in your life. But here's the problem. Most people spend their entire day visualizing what don't want: fear of rejection, worry about debt, anxiety about illness. And you know what happens? The subconscious begins to shape reality around these mental images. Not out of malice, but because it was designed to obey. Remember Jason from the previous chapter? Before he changed, he imagined failing every business meeting. He'd arrive nervous and disconnected. The result? That's exactly what happened. But when he started practicing positive visualization every day, for 5 minutes in the morning, he'd stop, take a deep breath, picture himself confident, signing contracts, smiling after a successful conversation. His brain believed it. And over time, the world began to believe it too. Have you been using your subconscious mind as an ally, or as a saboteur? The good news is, it's completely trainable. You don't need years of therapy or advanced techniques. It just requires conscious practice and clear intention. And here's a simple exercise that can change everything. Close your eyes, now or after the video, and see your ideal life as if it were happening. See the details. Feel the emotions. Touch the mental textures of your new reality. But there's one important detail: don't visualize it as something you wish for one day, visualize it as something you already experience. This is key. Let's remember Angela. She kept repeating, "I want someone to love me." But in her visualizations, she still saw herself as alone, insecure, and incomplete. When she shifted to, "I am living a relationship full of love and respect," everything started to change. Because her subconscious finally received new orders. Clear and consistent. And do you know what the biggest mistake is that prevents this from working for so many people? They visualize it for 5 minutes, and spend the rest of the day saying the opposite. Complaining, doubting, comparing themselves. It's like planting a flower in the morning and spraying it with poison in the afternoon. It doesn't work. Want a golden tip? Before bed, visualize the best possible scenario for the next day. This is the time when your subconscious mind is most open and most influenceable. Plant seeds there, and watch how your body, your attitude, and even the opportunities around you begin to align with this vision. In the next chapter, we'll explore a point that many people overlook, but that could be blocking your entire manifestation: internal dialogue. That voice that accompanies you all day, is it your ally or your silent enemy? The answer may shock you. Chapter 3, Your inner voice can be your biggest saboteur. You know that voice that never shuts up? The one that comments on everything you do, that appears when you're silent, that whispers when you're about to try something new. Yes, that voice may be shaping the course of your life more than any external event. The truth is simple and brutal: what you tell yourself silently, you end up believing. And what you believe, your subconscious turns into reality. You can repeat 1,000 times that you want money, love, or health, but if, internally, you keep telling yourself that you don't deserve it, that it will never work out, that it's too late, guess what? That's what will continue to manifest. Most people live with an active inner critic. A voice that judges, devalues, compares, and repeats old phrases like, "This isn't for me, I always have bad luck, I can't keep anyone by my side." And the worst part? Many of these phrases weren't even created by you. They were planted by your parents, teachers, ex-partners, past traumas, yet you still repeat them as if they were absolute truths. Now, remember the Tom Sanders, the California ex-military man who suffered from chronic pain? Before his turnaround, his inner voice was relentless. "You're finished. Nobody cares about you. You're no longer useful. These words echoed all day long. And his body reacted. Pain. Discouragement. Weakness. Until a therapist told him, this voice isn't yours. But if you keep listening, it will become your reality. Tom didn't silence the voice, he trained it. Day after day. He replaced self-sabotaging phrases with affirmations of strength. Today, he has not only overcome his pain but also inspires thousands with his story. What about you? Do you have any idea how your internal dialogue is going? Pay attention today, just for one day. Observe how you treat yourself when you make a mistake. When you look in the mirror. When someone compliments you. Do you accept it? Or do you respond with doubt and distrust? Here's a powerful exercise. Simple. Yet profound. For the next 7 days, every time you notice a self-deprecating thought, say, this doesn't serve me anymore. Then, replace it with a new phrase. Example? I can never save money becomes I'm learning to manage my money wisely. It seems small, but it's huge. Do you know why? Because words become patterns. And patterns become reality. Your subconscious works like an old-fashioned tape recorder. It records. It repeats. It plays. And when you change what you record, you change what you experience. Angela, remember her? The woman from New Jersey who couldn't open herself to love? Her inner voice kept telling her, no one can be trusted. And that's exactly what she attracted. Shallow relationships. Full of fear. When she rewrote her internal narrative to "It's safe to love and be loved," everything changed. Another simple exercise. Grab a notebook and write 10 positive phrases about yourself. Ones that you believe in, even if just a little. Read them out loud every day before bed. This helps your subconscious end the day with messages of confidence, instead of doubt. Your inner voice doesn't have to be your enemy. It can be your best mentor. Your best friend. But only if you teach that voice to speak your new truth. And in the next chapter, we'll explore an even more subtle enemy, silent habits that seem harmless but are sabotaging your chances of thriving. You'll be surprised at how much you're on autopilot without even realizing it. Chapter 4, The Invisible Habits That Destroy Your Abundance. You can have the best intentions in the world, repeat affirmations daily, do powerful visualizations, but if your habits are misaligned with the reality you want to create, none of it will work. The truth no one likes to hear is this: your life is a direct reflection of your habits. And I'm not just talking about the big ones, like working hard or saving money. I'm talking about the small, almost invisible ones. The ones you repeat on autopilot, without realizing it, and that slowly destroy any possibility of real manifestation. Want a practical example? Let's talk about comparison. How many times a day do you find yourself scrolling through your feed, looking at other people's lives, and thinking, I'll never get there? It seems harmless, but with each thought, you're telling your subconscious, they can, I can't. And it believes you. Another silent habit? Bad-mouthing other people. Criticizing those who are thriving. Laughing at those who take care of themselves, those who believe, those who try. Every time you do this, even jokingly, you're rejecting that reality. And your subconscious understands, oh, so thriving is a bad thing. Let's avoid it. Remember the Jason from Austin? Before turning the key, he had a habit of mocking rich people. He called everyone arrogant, fake, greedy. The result? He could never keep money. It was as if his subconscious was programmed to shy away from wealth. Only when he changed his self-talk and daily behavior did everything truly change. Now, an even more common habit, complaining. It could be about the weather, work, health, or politics. Complaining is a daily reinforcement that your reality isn't good. And guess what? The subconscious doesn't argue. It simply expands on what it receives as a standard. Here's a practical suggestion. For the next 48 hours, make a personal challenge: no complaints, judgments, or comparisons. Yes, it's difficult. But this challenge will show you how much you're on autopilot, and how much your frequency can shift with just this cleansing. And if you make a mistake, that's okay. Correct it immediately. Say something like, cancel it. Let's reschedule. This signals to your subconscious that a new order is being established. Another powerful habit? Taking care of your body. Eating intentionally. Sleeping well. Moving. Not as an obligation, but as an act of merit. Your body is the vehicle that carries your dreams. Taking care of it sends a clear signal to the universe: I value the life I am creating. Angela, our friend from New Jersey, only began to attract a different partner when she changed her nighttime habits. Previously, she would go to bed watching sad or dramatic series. She would wake up tired and emotionally drained. When she replaced this with light reading, meditation, and positive visualizations, her energy shifted. And the results were almost immediate. All of this shows you one thing: manifesting isn't just mental. It's behavioral. How you act when no one is looking says far more about what you'll attract than any advanced visualization technique. In the next chapter, we'll touch on an even more delicate topic: the emotional relationship with money. Because there's no point in attracting money if, deep down, you believe money is dirty or dangerous. And this conflict could be preventing you from experiencing the abundance you so desire. Chapter 5: How do you really feel about money? You may say out loud that you want to be rich, but do your emotions agree? Most people experience a silent conflict with money. They want more, but feel guilty for wanting it. They work hard, but unconsciously sabotage their earnings. They repeat prosperity affirmations, but still associate wealth with greed, arrogance, or suffering. And this creates an energetic chaos that drives away what they desire most. Let's be clear: money is neutral energy. It amplifies what you already are. If you're generous, with more money, you'll be even more so. If you're selfish, the same goes for you. The problem isn't money, it's the emotional stories you carry around it. Need an example? Jason, the guy from Austin, grew up hearing that rich people are worthless. That money changes people for the worse. Even without realizing it, he was afraid of becoming successful and ending up alone, hated, and empty. This led him to spend everything he earned. Or he'd miss out on good opportunities because he didn't feel ready. It wasn't until he began to question these beliefs that things changed. He wrote down everything he'd heard about money as a child. Then he asked himself, is this true, or just something I'd been taught? Most of the answers didn't hold up to questioning. And his subconscious began to embrace new possibilities. Now think about yourself. What's your immediate reaction when you hear words like wealth, millions, abundance, or financial success? Do you feel lightness or tightness? Expansion or shame? These sensations are valuable clues to what's registered in your subconscious. Angela, she had another kind of block. She grew up in a family where money was always a source of contention. Her father said that money destroys everything. So, every time she earned a little more, a crisis arose. Relationships were strained, unexpected expenses appeared. Coincidence? Not at all. It was just her subconscious protecting her from what had once been pain. And Tom? He felt guilty for having more than his brothers. Whenever he was close to climbing a step in life, something would pull him back. When he realized he could thrive, without having to carry anyone's weight, it was like taking an anchor off my chest. You need to redefine your emotional relationship with money. Here's a powerful exercise: write a letter as if money were a person. Tell it how you feel, what you expect from it, what you fear. Then read it aloud. You'll be surprised at how many hidden beliefs emerge. Another helpful habit? Change your vocabulary. Stop saying this is expensive and start saying this isn't on my priority list right now. This subtle shift prevents your subconscious from registering scarcity. Because at the end of the day, money goes where it's welcome. And wanting it isn't enough, you have to feel you deserve it, that it's safe, that it's possible. In the next chapter, you'll discover a simple yet powerful technique that Olympic athletes, CEOs, and even Hollywood stars use to achieve their most ambitious goals. Something you can also apply in just a few minutes a day. Chapter 6: The secret technique champions use every day. Have you ever wondered why elite athletes, renowned artists, and great leaders achieve such ambitious goals? They have talent, yes. But they have something even more powerful, a daily practice that conditions the subconscious for success: creative visualization. No, it's not imagining good things in a vague way. It's a strategic process, repeated with consistency, emotion, and detail. They don't just think about winning, they think about winning. They feel it. They live it mentally before they live it physically. And this reprograms the brain and body to make that image a reality. Let's go back to the story of Tom, our former military man from California. When he began his healing journey, he couldn't even walk without pain. A mentor suggested, "Close your eyes and see yourself running, as if it were real." Tom thought it was ridiculous at first. But he persisted. For weeks, he visualized himself strong, light, and confident. The result? Within 3 months, he was running 5 miles a day. Visualization works because the brain doesn't distinguish between what's real and what's intensely imagined. When you practice, you activate brain areas responsible for movement, emotion, and even future memories. This creates an internal rehearsal that prepares you to act with more focus, clarity, and confidence. The key here is consistency. Powerful visualization takes 3 to 5 minutes a day. You can do it when you wake up or before bed. The important thing is that you're in a relaxed state, breathing deeply, eyes closed, and seeing with all your senses. Notice the details. The environment. The colors. The sound. The smell. But above all, feel it. Feel as if you were already experiencing it. This emotion is the fuel that transforms images into deep impressions in the subconscious. Remember the Angela when she decided to manifest a new relationship? She began visualizing herself at romantic dinners, laughing, being loved, feeling safe. At first, she cried, because it didn't seem real. But over time, it became comfort. Familiarity. And soon after, reality began to reflect her vision. Here's a practical tip: create a mental scene of a victory you desire. It could be signing a contract, hugging someone special, seeing a healthy medical exam, opening a busy banking app. See the scene for at least 21 days. Always the same one. This creates a strong neural pathway. And the subconscious begins working to validate that experience. Avoid falling into the trap of imagining 1,000 different things every day. The brain needs repetition to believe. If you plant a different seed every morning, the soil won't know what to germinate. Choose a clear vision. Fix it. And sustain it. Visualization is not about illusion. It's about train your body and mind for the reality you choose to live in. It's the silent practice of champions. And now, it can be yours too. In the next chapter, we'll talk about one of the biggest mistakes that blocks the manifestation of everything you want. A subtle, common mistake, and completely reversible. And when you understand this, you'll stop sabotaging your own results without realizing it. Chapter 7: The silent mistake that sabotages everything you try to manifest. Have you tried everything? Affirmations, visualizations, meditation, but still nothing seems to change? You might be making one of the most common and dangerous manifestation mistakes: the energy contradiction. Yes. You say you want something, but you act, feel, and think as if it's not possible. And the universe, which responds to your emotional frequency and not just your words, simply mirrors this incoherence back. Let's simplify. Imagine you plant a seed of success in the morning, with a beautiful visualization, but spend the rest of the day watering it with doubt, anxiety, comparison, and fear. What will grow? It certainly won't be prosperity. This is the big blind spot. Most people believe that manifestation is something you do at a specific moment, but in reality, it's something you live all day long. Remember the Jason, our friend from Texas? After I started applying visualizations, he had an incredible financial surge. But in the following weeks, he began worrying excessively about taxes, losing contracts, getting scammed, and guess what? His finances collapsed. He didn't realize he was vibrating scarcity much more intensely than he was vibrating prosperity. His subconscious caught on. Reality reacted. This is the mistake: you plant intention with words, but you plant sabotage with emotions. So how do I fix this? First, you need to practice what we call emotional self-observation. It's not enough to notice what you're thinking. You need to notice how you're feeling. Are you tense, anxious, frustrated? So, even if you're saying, "I'm prosperous," your real vibration is communicating, "I'm afraid." The truth is, the universe understands the language of emotion. If you don't feel what you desire, it doesn't matter how many times you repeat the right phrase. The key is to align word, thought, feeling, and action. When these four forces are in the same direction, nothing can stop you. Here's an exercise. Every hour, stop for 30 seconds and ask yourself, is what I'm feeling right now aligned with what I want to manifest? If the answer is no, breathe, relax, and change your state. It could be with a song, a good memory, a positive affirmation. The important thing is to recalibrate. This trains your body to maintain the right state throughout the day. Angela, she did this for a month. She wanted a stable relationship, but she realized she was still living in a state of vigilance, waiting for something to go wrong. Whenever she noticed this, she would stop and remember the feeling of being safe and loved. Soon, this state became her new normal, and the new relationship appeared. Maintaining a frequency aligned with what you want isn't a one-day job, it's a conscious choice, made several times a day. At first, it's tiring. Then it becomes a habit. And when it becomes a habit, it becomes reality. In the next chapter, you'll discover why the physical body is a key player in this process, and how taking care of your vital energy can accelerate any manifestation. What you'll learn can completely change the way you treat your health and well-being. Chapter 8: Your body is the conductor of your manifestation energy. You can have the most positive mind in the world, but if your body is drained, inflamed, or overwhelmed, manifestation won't happen. Why? Because your body is the antenna that transmits your vibration. And if that antenna is weak, the frequency won't reach you with full force. It's that simple. Many people separate mind and body as if they were different entities. But the truth is that your physical state directly impacts your energetic frequency. Emotions live in the body. Anxiety tightens the chest. Fear tightens the stomach. Joy expands the breath. Gratitude warms the heart. And the universe responds to this combined vibration, not just to what you say. Let's remember the Tom, our Californian veteran. One of the biggest changes he made wasn't mental, it was physical. He adjusted his diet, started sleeping better, and cut down on harmful stimuli like negative news, alcohol, and excessive screen time. Within a few weeks, his mind cleared. His energy increased. And his visualizations began to gain momentum. His body was finally able to sustain his new vibration. This doesn't mean becoming an athlete. It means understanding that every physical choice you make, what you eat, how you move, what you consume with your eyes and ears, is either building or destroying the energy field you emit to the universe. Want a quick example? Observe how you wake up. If you jump out of bed in a rush, checking notifications, skipping breakfast, and mentally complaining, your body enters a state of stress before the day even begins. And then, any positive thoughts you try to apply become just a drop in a turbulent ocean. Now imagine another scenario. You wake up, take a deep breath, drink a glass of water, move your body for 5 minutes, and give thanks for 3 simple things. This routine prepares your body to sustain a high frequency. And in this state, your intentions gain strength. Angela discovered this in practice. She had suffered from insomnia for years. Even practicing affirmations and visualizations, the results weren't coming. Until she started regulating her sleep schedule, avoiding caffeine in the evening, and reducing her cell phone use before bed. With her body rested, she began to feel lighter, and her daily vibration rose. That's when everything started to flow. If you want to accelerate the manifestation process, treat your body as if it were your temple, because it is. Eat with intention. Move with purpose. Rest with discipline. This communicates to the universe that you are ready to receive what you ask for. A simple exercise, for a week, record 3 physical choices a day that boost your energy. This could be a walk, a light meal, deep breathing, or a relaxing bath. This reinforces the association between a balanced body and powerful manifestation. In the next chapter, you'll understand how your surroundings, people, places, energy profoundly influence your ability to attract what you desire. And how making subtle adjustments can open pathways that have been blocked for years. Chapter 9, Your surroundings are shaping your reality. You may be doing everything right. Working on your mind. Reprogramming your beliefs. Taking care of your body. But if the environment around you is filled with negativity, disorganization, or toxic people, your vibration will be dragged down without you even realizing it. Yes, the environment is more than just a setting. It is an energy field that talks to your subconscious all the time. Your room, your home, your conversations, even your social feeds, everything emits a signal. And that signal directly influences how you think, feel, and act. Let's go back to the story of Jason. After transforming his mindset and starting to attract more opportunities, he hit a new ceiling. Nothing flowed as before. He began to feel heavy, unfocused, and irritable. Until he realized his home was disorganized and chaotic, full of broken things, accumulated papers, reminders of a life he no longer wanted. When he decided to do a cleanup, physical and digital, everything changed. The day after the cleanup, he received a partnership proposal he'd been waiting for months. This is the power of the environment. It can be an anchor or a propeller. You need to consciously choose what surrounds you. And this includes objects, words, energy, and people. Let's talk about Angela. For a long time, even though she wanted a new love, she lived with friends who ridiculed relationships. Who said all men were the same, that true love didn't exist. This constant chatter sabotaged her faith. It was only when she walked away lovingly, but firmly, that her energy began to shift. She created new spaces. And new connections emerged. Want a practical exercise? Look around you right now. What's in your home that represents the life you want to create? And what still represents the life you want to leave behind? Separate your objects. Donate what no longer represents who you're becoming. Create physical spaces for new beginnings. Your subconscious understands this as a sign of openness. Another important detail, pay attention to your conversations. Are they boosting or draining your energy? Are they casting you as the protagonist or the victim? Remember, every word spoken is an affirmation. And every affirmation reinforces a belief. Even digital content counts. Follow profiles that inspire you. Mute content that generates comparison, scarcity, or anger. Your feed is also part of your mental environment. If you want to manifest a new reality, you need to live in an environment that supports this change. One that breathes clarity, lightness, and direction. What you tolerate today is shaping who you will be tomorrow. In the next chapter, we'll integrate everything you've learned so far, and reveal what to do in the first few minutes of your day to kick your manifestation into high gear. A simple, powerful ritual that can transform each morning into a portal to a new reality. Chapter 10, The Morning Ritual that Activates Your Daily Manifestation. If you only had 10 minutes a day to change your life, how would you use that time? The truth is that the first minutes of your day set the tone for the next 24 hours. Your subconscious is more open, more receptive, and more easily influenced right after waking up. And it's at this time that you can install powerful commands to direct your energy clearly. Most people wake up to chaos. News, notifications, coffee running, heads full of tasks. Without realizing it, they tell the universe, I'm late, I'm stressed, I'm disorganized. And the universe responds with more of the same. But what if you started your day intentionally? With focus, presence, and clarity? Let's learn the ritual used by hundreds of people that changed their lives, and that you can start tomorrow. Step 1, Conscious Breathing. Before picking up your phone, close your eyes. Inhale deeply for 4 seconds, hold for 4, and exhale for 4. Do this 3 times. This calms your nervous system and brings you to the present. Step 2. Immediate gratitude. Out loud or mentally, say 3 things you're grateful for. But don't just say them. Feel them. Gratitude is a frequency of abundance. And the more you give thanks, the more you tune into what you desire. Step 3. Accelerated viewing. Choose a specific scene that represents what you want to manifest. See it as if it were already real. Use all your senses. Bring on the emotion. You only need 1 to 2 minutes of true intensity for it to begin to sink into your subconscious. Step 4. Clear statement. Choose a powerful phrase. Something like, "Today, everything is conspiring in my favor. I am guided, safe, and prosperous. I am at peace, and everything flows easily." Repeat with intention, not automatically. This ritual doesn't even take 10 minutes. But when done with presence, it activates what we call morning alignment. You start the day in control. In the center. On your frequency. And this completely changes how you react to challenges and what you attract into your reality. Jason, Angela, and Tom, all 3 of them started using this ritual. And none of them had an extraordinary life overnight. But they all began to notice that, day by day, little things changed. Less stress. More synchronicities. New opportunities. Manifestation isn't magic. It's energetic mathematics. And it starts with consistency. Now that you've come this far, you're not the same anymore. You can no longer say you don't know. The seed has been planted. And the next step is up to you. In conclusion, we'll tie together all the points of this journey. And you'll understand why this video isn't just a lesson, but a turning point. An activation. A silent contract with your new reality. A new reality. Now you know, external reality is merely a mirror of what lives within you. Thoughts, emotions, habits, environment, body, words. Everything you experience outside begins silently, within. Every change you decide to make today, no matter how small, is shaping the life you will live tomorrow. Don't underestimate the power of a new thought, a new choice, a new vibration. Because great transformations always begin with small internal realignments. You already have everything you need to manifest what you desire. It's not about more effort, it's about more intention. More alignment. More awareness. This journey is yours. And now it has begun. And if this content really spoke to you, if something sparked inside you, then signal that to the universe. Like this video and subscribe to the channel now. Only successful people, who take responsibility for what they feel and create, take this action. Because they know that manifestation begins with decision. Comment below with the quote or idea that touched your heart the most. Only those who comment show they're ready to receive more than they have. This is the sign the universe is waiting for. And if you've made it this far, the least you can do is share this video with someone who needs it to blossom.